Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another vlog from my Poland vlog series. Today we are going to be traveling to Lublin Old Town, which is a city in Poland. So a lot of cities in Poland have like the regular city where you live, where you coexist with other people, and then you also have the historic old towns. Most of the time, those are the most beautiful attractions in the city. So I'm sure if you have seen my previous vlogs in KRAKOW, I showed you KRAKOW Old Town. If you are interested in seeing those vlogs, just click the link down in my description box below. But for right now, let's talk about Lublin Old Town. This is my aunt. She has been the best on this vacation. She was my top photographer, my travel buddy, my vlogging companion. This, what you're seeing right here, is the entrance to the Old Town. It's also the ghetto boundary. So this area was actually occupied by the Jewish families during World War II. This is where the Germans made them live, and they basically like kept a close eye on them. So all of these buildings that you are seeing were occupied by Jewish families. But before that, this area was occupied by very wealthy Polish people. So Lublin is one of the oldest cities in Poland, and it also has a lot of the buildings that still stand in original structure from World War II. A lot of old towns in different cities like Warsaw were destroyed. I think Krakow is also one of the only cities that kept its original building structure as well, because the Germans would reside there. A lot of Polish cities were bombed, and a lot of these buildings that you are seeing also haven't been renovated in years, just because it's very expensive to renovate them, or people just don't know like what to do with them. So when you do take a little walk through Lublin Old Town, you will see a lot of raggedy buildings, but the history and the culture and the soul is still there. So that's what makes it super beautiful. My grandma used to have an apartment here after she moved out of one of the bloki, the buildings that I showed you where my grandfather lives. So she had a tiny little apartment here. And as a little girl, I used to actually spend quite some time here too during the summers. So I remember like when there was like big events or concerts, like you would go to the town square, like the town square of the old town, and everything was taking place there. So it was definitely very special and very fun. This is actually where you come to have like a nice dinner, a nice lunch. You come out drinking here. Keep in mind that this footage that I'm showing you is mid-September, so summer is over, so it's not as lively. But during the summertime, this area is filled with tourists, filled with people just going out and about. So this far in my life, the only cities that I'm very familiar with are Lublin and Krakow, because those are the cities that I was the most active in growing up in Poland. And also when I was a little bit older, those are the major cities that I would travel to when I was like 16, 17, and 18. And the other cities that I would love to show you is definitely Warsaw, because that city apparently exploded and people are saying it's a mini New York City. So I have to obviously travel and vlog that for you guys eventually. I would also love to go see Gdańsk, which is another city. It's in northern Poland and it's right by the Baltic Sea. And that is another special city because that is where my parents met and that is where our little family journey began. So it's definitely a little special city that I would love to go travel to, but it's gonna have to be maybe this summer, maybe next summer. I don't know. I don't know when I'm actually planning on going back to Poland, just because of the whole Ukraine and Russia conflict. So we're right on the border over there. I hope that, nothing crazy happens so I can go this summer. I would love to see my family again. I miss them so much. If you are traveling from destinations like the United States or the UK, you will definitely be able to have a very comfortable stay in Poland. You will be able to go to all the great spas, 5-star restaurants, 5-star hotels, and it probably will cost you a fraction of what it would cost you in your own country. So that is a great thing, and I appreciate Poland for that fact. I also appreciate the great food that they have. I appreciate the hospitality of the Polish people, and I also appreciate the fact that it's a very safe country. You might want to think about when you are traveling, how you're going to travel. For example, like it's sometimes better to take public transportation because it's more convenient and it's easier than taking like a taxi or an Uber. Not every city in Poland is going to have like a good Uber system. For example, in Krakow, it was a little but if you are trying to leave the airport to maybe go to your hotel, Ubering there is great. But if you're trying to maybe Uber back to the airport, you know, there might be some issues there depending where you're leaving from, because not every area is going to allow Uber to get in there. So for example, old towns with cobblestones, very difficult for Ubers to get in there. So you might have like a meetup spot where you have to go and meet the Uber driver. Personally, I was very confused when that happened to me and I couldn't follow the map, and I just canceled the Uber and I ended up walking to my destination. Taxis are a lot better because you just kind of get in and you say where you want to go. I just wanted to show you a little bit more of Lublin. Me and my aunt and my mom are just walking through one of their neighborhoods that they used to hang out in when they were children. And we are actually going to the cemetery to pray over my grandmother's grave because I personally never went to her funeral. I was already in the States. I left 2 days before she died. I actually ended up starting university after I came back, so it was very interesting timing because when she passed, I almost felt like I was gaining a guardian angel to have and guard over me through this new chapter of my life. She never came to the United States. I always wanted her to come visit, but you know, elderly people, they have their ways and sometimes they don't want to come, but I feel like this was like a way of her just like transitioning, and like now she can go wherever she wants because she's like a free soul kind of thing. But let me believe what I believe. That's how I cope with death. I don't like going to funerals. I don't like saying goodbye. I definitely have like traumas and issues that I need to work out, but for today, this is it. I also wanted to show you guys my travel back to the United States. So me and my mom actually almost missed our plane because the way Warsaw Airport is constructed is very confusing. So if you are flying out of Warsaw, just make sure that you're there early. By the way, if you're a smoker and you're flying out of Warsaw Airport, there is a smokers section inside the airport once you already passed through security. I had to document that for you guys just so you know. So the flight back to the United States was 9.5 hours. It was 2 hours longer than the flight to Poland. Me and my mom got some drinks. We had some dinner. To be completely honest with you, the food on LOT Airlines is pretty good. I'm not gonna say that it's bad. The only thing that's really bad is their sad breakfast sandwiches. Like, they need to do something better for breakfast. No one just wants to eat a slice of bread with cheese. Come on, you could do better. Also, if you have the means, I would highly suggest you guys upgrade to LOT Premium Economy just because you get a lot more perks. You get free luggage check, which is great. If you don't do that, you will be charged $90 for every single bag that you are bringing, which is kind of annoying. You can't even get one free one unless it's a carry-on. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this vlog and supporting my channel. Thank you if you have been watching the whole entire vlog series. I am so happy to have you guys here and so grateful for each and every one of you. I will see you next week with a brand new vlog. Bye.